Hey guys, welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to cure your depression. Now, just before I start, I just want to give a quick disclaimer and warning. I'm not giving medical advice, so this is just simply my view on how to deal with depression based on my own experience and based on my own understanding of psychology, which I'm going to in grad school, and that's what I'm studying. So please don't take this as me giving a prescription or a diagnosis. This is just simply me offering my view. Okay, now let's start. Basically, depression sucks, plain and simple. Everybody has experienced it, and there's different levels to it, so not every depression is the same. The one thing you don't want to do is you want to get stuck in anything that is considered moderate to severe depression. Moderate depression is a little bit more tolerable, but ideally you want to be in the range of mild to no depression. But of course, all sorts of depression is bad. But I just want to preface this by saying that depression is a part of life. As long as it's not severe, then you should be able to manage it. So, how do we deal with our depressive symptoms? Well, let me offer some practical tips on how to do that. One of the ways to do that would be to talk to friends and family. Now, a lot of times when we are dealing with depression, what's happening is we are alone. We are spending too much time being isolated from others. And this isolation causes us to think very negatively. When you're spending time with your friends and family, what happens is those people can help you because they care about you. And they know you very well, and so you don't have to do everything on your own. They will help you to get the right source of help. The other thing you can do is go to more family outings and gatherings, even when you don't feel like it, because oftentimes depression makes you feel lethargic. But the more you give in to those feelings, the more depressed you're going to become. So you have to kind of push against that with a reasonable level, of course, not pushing yourself too much, to go out with your family and hang out with them. And that's going to give you an excuse to be outside of the house and interacting with other people, and guaranteeing you're more than likely going to feel good. Being in your comfort zone is what is keeping you depressed. And so getting out of your comfort zone is what's going to help you. Another thing you should do is talk to a licensed professional. I know that I talked about that in my last two videos, the importance of talking to a licensed professional, because depression is a serious issue if you leave it untreated. And so a licensed professional is somebody who can help you. They're qualified, they're trained. They know how to help other people who have been in the same situation that you are in currently. So utilize that to your advantage. They can diagnose your symptoms and help you come up with a plan of treatment. You have to follow what your therapist is telling you. Now, I understand there are people who say some things don't work or other things do work. Okay, that's fine. You can work with your therapist about that and figure out which strategies work for you and which strategies don't work for you, and implement the strategies that do work, and don't worry too much about the strategies that don't work. But you cannot just do absolutely nothing and expect your depression to get that much better, because chances are it won't. One thing you should also keep in mind is therapy is not just about venting your negative emotions. It's also about processing and moving on. If you're just going to a place to vent, but you're not learning on how to overcome that negativity, then chances are you're just going to be increasing your negativity, which hence will increase your depression. All right, what else can you do? Another thing you can do is engage in meaningful hobbies. A lot of times when we're depressed, we get stuck thinking about our negative situation and our negative feelings. So we're just thinking about ourselves too many times. Hobbies take away the focus from your negative thoughts and direct them towards something that is external, such as external activities. Figure out what it is that you like to do and do that. It's going to help you to be more relieved, and it's going to ultimately build your self-esteem, which results in a lowering of depression, because those two things are inversely related. The higher your depression, the lower your self-esteem, and vice versa. The higher your self-esteem, the lower your depression. Last but not least, believing in a transcendent reality, i.e. God. And on this channel, I'm very clear and open about my Christian faith. So I do think that belief in God will heavily contribute to overcoming feelings of negativity, such as when you have depression. And why do I say that? Well, religious people, it has been shown throughout multiple studies that religious people are healthier than non-religious people, including on overall happiness and well-being and a sense of purpose in life, which is what believing in God or a transcendent reality ultimately gives you. Depression involves a lot of thinking about yourself, which makes you more miserable, as I mentioned earlier in this video. But if you're thinking about a transcendent reality, and in this particular case, I would say it's God, then you're going to have more purpose and meaning in your life, which is something that depression robs you of. Ultimately, depression takes away the meaning in your life, and you start to feel more miserable and aimless, regardless of whether you engage in the first three things that I have told you to do. Although those things are helpful, don't get me wrong, but ultimately, you want to ground those things in a transcendent reality, because if you don't believe in a transcendent reality, then everything else that you're doing is meaningless. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you like this content, please like it, share, and subscribe, so that way this video is pushed out in the algorithm. I hope you have a good day, and take care.